And then when I'm ministering to that person, I open the pyx and I give them Holy Communion, they receive it, and we that's what we carry around to bring communion to people. So if I'm interviewing somebody that says they're possessed, and about halfway through the interview, I pull out the pyx and I open it, and they see the host. And then if they start raging and going crazy, I say, okay, you can relax because that's an unconsecrated host. That's a piece of bread. So I think it's more of a psychological issue you're having, not demonic. Because the demon would know. That's just bread.
Interesting. Wow. How many in Hollywood, a lot of times we see the demon kind of proclaim who they are. Sometimes it seems like there's multiple demons. Is
almost always.
Almost always.
I've never had a case that was one demon. They're multiple, and the higher up on the totem pole, the quieter they are. The lowest guy is always the one that does the talking until we can get to that top guy.
What is the most you've seen?
In terms of, I don't know, dozens.
In one person? How do you? I mean, so how does it work? Is it one is released one by one, and the names keep coming?
Again, it's not a science like that. Like they have to follow that protocol. Generally speaking, if the person possessed or has obsession or oppression really wants them out, and they renounce whatever they did to let them in. So let's say they make something up, played with a Ouija board, and somehow these things went into them. And they were looking for supernatural communication with whatever. So it wasn't an accident. Then they have to say, they're sorry for that sin of idolatry, of seeking false gods, and they renounce that sin. And if they're Catholic, they can be absolved. And then they say, in Jesus' name, now I want nothing to do with these demons. Well, now they have nothing to hook into because her will is involved, and God honors the will a lot. And they may not go immediately, but eventually they have to go, and they know they do. And they generally leave from the lowest to the highest. And the little ones kind of just flutter away quickly until you're dealing with who's the kingpin here. And in the old rite of exorcism, before Vatican II, the priest asked two questions of the demon. What is your name? Under penalty of Jesus Christ, tell me your name. And what is the date you've been assigned to leave this person? And they usually have to answer that unless there's something else going on we're not aware of. Like the person who's the victim has opened other doors that they're not telling us that they're also hooked into. You know what I mean?
Like what kind of doors?
So maybe they're also doing witchcraft and we don't know that, but they're actively practicing it. And they're actively putting spells on people, and but they're not telling us that. Well, those demons know we don't have to go because this person's still doing our thing. It's our thing. They're in our tent. So perfect example. Have you heard of satanic ritual abuse? SRAs?
No.
So just like parents can take the authority to baptize a child by the parent's authority, the baby gets baptized, so too the devil mimics everything God does, and so too can evil happen, where a person or a grandfather can take a baby and offer it to the devil, and then satanic ritual abuse of the child. Usually they have some kind of sexual act on the child.
Oh, man.
And offer that child to the devil for power, that they would gain some power in some way, or wealth, or whatever.